Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is going to be a new series that I decided to start on because some of my clients were asking me about what my opinions were on celebrity workouts. So I kind of decided to make this a series. We're going to do different celebrities, review their workouts, review what they do, see if they do things the way I would recommend them to do, or the way, that I would coach myself. But there's a video online. We're going to start with, since The Witcher is popular right now because of Witcher Season 2, we're going to review Henry Cavill because I'm sure everybody wants to look jacked like Superman, Henry Cavill, The Witcher. So we're just going to watch this video for a little bit. We're going to talk about it, see what I like, what I dislike, if I agree with it, if I don't agree. We're also going to look at this PDF of his actual workout too after we watch the video. So we'll do the video first. We'll talk things through as we go, and then we'll go into the PDF too and discuss what I like and what I don't like. So we're gonna make me a little bit smaller so you can watch the video. I'll put myself right there. All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Henry Cavill and I play Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. I'm here today to talk about some of my training and how it has differed over the years, especially from movies like Immortals and Superman up until now in The Witcher. I'm going to show you some of my movements with my trainer that apply to my weights regime. Every morning I started with fasted cardio.
Okay, so right there, every morning he starts with fasted cardio. Now, you all know my views on this and whatnot, and I use science, and the science literature says fasted cardio is really no better than fed cardio. But is fasted cardio bad though? No. But is it any better though than, say, you know, just fed? If you eat before cardio or if you don't eat before cardio, is there any disadvantage to that? Not really. You're gonna have the same results either way. Henry Cavill chooses to do it fasted. That's up to him.
And then I did a weight training regime, which happened whenever I could fit the workout in with my schedule. And I'm going to show you some of those movements now. This is my trainer, Dave Rienzi, and he...
Okay, right there, Dave Renzi, if you can see this, mine faces in the way. That guy right there is actually a very good strength and conditioning coach. His methods are actually some of the best from Hollywood out there. So right there, he does have a good coach at least. This coach does know what he's talking about. This coach has coached bodybuilders too. He is good. He is definitely good. So let's see what he recommends here for Cavill.
has guided me through a couple years now of various programs, and for The Witcher in particular, we had to focus on things which would support the level of stunt work that I was doing.
Absolutely, and really with all the stunt work he's doing, a key foundation movement we're going to incorporate is a Romanian deadlift to strengthen the posterior chain. He's doing a 4-second negative with this, and then a 2-second pause at the bottom, and then coming back up, contracting the glutes. And the whole key here is just maximizing time under tension, so he's able to fatigue the muscles more, but not overstress his nervous system and his adrenals.
Yeah, which helps because the days are long and it's important for me as an actor to go through all of this, whether it be in the morning or the evening, and still have the ability to come to set and perform as an actor to the highest level, to have the endurance to do all the stunts without getting injured, and to have the neurological capacity to be a great partner to my showrunner.
He's doing a 4-second negative.
I like the band. I like the band that he has on there.
And then coming back up, contracting.
The band actually does help with glutes. It helps activate glutes. So that's cool that he's using that.
So basically, with incorporating
the Romanian deadlift, it's a good movement.
And really keeping the glutes
Nothing wrong with that.
The whole time. So the next exercise we're utilizing here is a hyperextension. We're actually doing this on a glute ham machine, which is going to be more challenging than a traditional hyperextension machine. And what we're focusing on here
I
is
like
isolation,
hyperextensions.
really contracting the glutes at the top, holding each repetition for 2 seconds, and really continuing the conversation and making sure the posterior chain is as strong as possible.
When it comes to the posterior chain and the kind of stunts I have to do, especially when it's pirouettes with swords, anything which is based upon one leg movement, where a knee can have a bad injury if you don't have that glute medialis engaged or that posterior chain. This stuff is what
Yeah,
saves me.
that's all true.
And the focus here is again on isolating the posterior chain, really activating the glutes and the lower back. He's performing the repetitions by pausing at the top for 2 seconds.
Henry Cavill has good
really
form
squeezing
too
and engaging those
on everything
glutes.
he does.
And then his hands are behind his head.
And you
which
know me,
actually makes
form,
the movement
I'm a
little bit
stiffler
more
on form.
challenging, engaging a little bit more of the erectors as well. Another key to Henry's training here is really focusing on core strength. So this movement we're doing here is an oblique static hold. And what he's doing here, he's extending his arms, he's holding in his core tight, and basically what this is allowing us
Okay,
to do is
so right here, we have to stop. These movements in the gym, for most people are basically useless. Any type of core movement with a cable, you're better off doing like Russian twists on the ground or Russian twists on a decline bench or even just decline sit-ups. Those will work your core, which is your abdominal section. You know, that whole section from your lower back through to your front. People will call that your core. That there's so many more better exercises than this one. I see a lot of people do this one in the gym, and I think I've talked about this on my podcast too. I'm just not a fan of this, the oblique static hold things. Now, he's saying how it helps him with his performance, like with swinging swords and whatnot. Maybe that could be true, but would I recommend it for the normal person? No. I think Russian twist or bicycles on the ground or decline sit-ups with a twist would be a lot more beneficial in this area.
Versus abdominals and the obliques at the same time. He's also keeping his glutes engaged. By extending his arms out and then inward, he's making the movement even more challenging. So typically what we'll do is he'll hold it out here for about 30 seconds and then he'll go into extensions.
Honestly, this would be a good warm-up.
Especially,
That'd be a
this
good
helps
warm-up
with
exercise for like on leg day or
endurance
whatnot to
when
get your
I have to do a
core,
fight
your
scene
whole
over and
core
over
section
again
ready.
with a sword. If I'm using the real sword, real weighted sword, it's very heavy and requires lots of endurance to do the moves safely and perfectly each time, and it also allows for nice explosive movement, which is very typical for the Witcher.
For this role, Henry needed to do a lot of sword fighting. So with the sword fighting, the key for the training was to really focus on the shoulders, making sure the shoulders are strong, and then also that muscular endurance is there for the shoulders. This movement here is a variation of side laterals and front raises. So each repetition is actually 3 repetitions. He's starting out in a traditional side lateral for the first rep, then he's coming a little further forward for the next one, and then doing a traditional front raise for the next one. So this allows us to target the...
I like that one. I like that one a lot. I actually throw that one in my routine as well. I call them the 3-way side lateral. And then what I will do too is after I do that series, after I can't do no more like that, I will just rep out going to the side as much as I can. It's a great finisher on a shoulder day. I like that one a lot, actually.
Medial deltoid and the anterior deltoid in one movement.
As Dave said, this really helps with the sword fighting aspect. Swords are typically very, very heavy, and when you're using them all day long, over and over and over again, every day, it really does help to have that muscular endurance in the shoulders and the strength to be able to move in explosive movements and also control, because when you're film fighting, you're not going through for kill strikes. You're pulling the blow at the last second, but you have to keep that speed up between the striking moment and the stopping moment to make it look realistic. And so the extra strength and endurance in the shoulders really helps with that.
He's starting out in a traditional side lateral for the first rep, then he's coming a little further forward for the next one.
I
then
like
doing
this
a
one.
traditional front raise for the next one.
Cavill's using 20s too. That's a hard exercise. I use it at the most,
So
usually
this
15 on
exercise we're
that.
performing here is going to be a dumbbell curl alternating from a static hold.
Yeah, for the sword work in particular, again, it's what this really helps with is my forearms. That constant time under pressure when you're holding a sword. The first few takes are fine. When you're into take 16 of the day and you're doing very complex movements with your wrist, your forearm does start to die, and you then end up throwing swords across the room rather than making a swing. And so it does make a big difference to have that muscular endurance in the forearm especially. With horse riding also, this can make a difference because if you have a particularly powerful horse, whether it be a stallion or anything else, which is really, really going for it, to have that necessary heave back on the bit, it does help. It does help to have extra strength there.
What's unique about this exercise is it allows us to keep the biceps under tension for a longer period of time.
I like this one. Kind of combining a regular bicep curl with an isometric. I like it. It's definitely one you could throw in your routine. I've used this one as a finisher routine, as a finisher, like on my with biceps and whatnot on my like arm day or at the end of a shoulder day, and it works good. It works real well. Like I said it before, this is not one you'd go heavy with. Like I think Cavill's using 30 there. It looks like 30 or 25 even, maybe 25. This is one you probably would not go crazy heavy with just because this is more of a finisher exercise, but I like it though.
It allows us to get more activation out of the forearms and then also continue working on that muscular endurance.
Okay, he's using 25, yep.
For his role.
Right, everyone. Well, that's it. And what we've shown you today has been a selection of moves. That is not a workout in particular, but those are...
Okay, so that was a selection of moves. Let's look at the actual PDF now for his actual workout routine. And we'll look at that, see what my thoughts are on that. We go like this. All right. So this is basically his regular routine. This was what he used for Superman, and also very similar to how he trains nowadays. Maybe he throws in a little bit more different things nowadays, but very similar. So when people were asking me about what do I think of Henry Cavill's workout, I pulled up this and I just started to read through it. So his split routine is he does Monday an upper body strength day, Tuesday is a lower body strength day, Wednesday is a rest day, Thursday is a chest and back hypertrophy day, Fridays is a shoulders and arms hypertrophy day, and Saturday and Sunday are rest days. I like how he has all those rest days. Something I talk about a lot with all my clients, and on my podcast and with everybody I know, is how so many people don't take enough rest days. We stimulate in the gym, but we don't grow in the gym. People think you get pumped up in the gym and that is growing. You grow out of the gym. You grow while resting. That's why it's important to focus on recovery just as much as training. Henry Cavill does that. Also, Henry Cavill, he is really an ectomorph, a very hard gainer. If you've read some of his articles on eating and whatnot, he talks about how much of a hard gainer he is. And when people are hard gainers, I typically recommend they have more rest days because they need that more time to rest, more time to grow, and not exerting the muscle more than it should be resting. Because, like I said, if you stimulate a muscle too much and you don't allow it to rest enough, you're just constantly going to be breaking down muscle fibers and there's going to be no growth there. So I like right there how he has like 3 rest days. Wednesday, a midweek rest day, a Saturday and Sunday, all rest days. His split is good. It's a Monday upper, Tuesday lower, Thursday chest and back, Friday shoulders and arms. He's doing 1 leg day, it looks on this. That's good. That's fine. Most people, 1 leg day a week is fine. I know some people will say, oh, you have to train every muscle 2 times a week. Legs, if you want to only do 1 leg day, and I mean, it all depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to be a power lifter and trying to increase your squat greatly, you should have 2 leg days in there. More practice of that skill of squatting. But if you're just an average day gym goer trying to build a superhuman super body or a superhero physique, like I like to relate to, you only need 1 leg day. That's really all you need. As long as you hit it good on that leg day and make the best out of it, that's really all you need for that. So let's look at the actual exercises. His exercise selection is pretty good. Monday, he starts out with incline dumbbell press, 4 sets of 5 reps, so solid strength work. Flat dumbbell press, 4 sets of 5 reps, weighted pull-ups, 4 sets of 5 reps, and dumbbell or barbell rows, 4 sets of 5 reps. Now, I will say his volume is super low. His intensity is high. His intensity is very high. That means he's lifting a very heavy weights, lower reps, heavier weight. So his intensity is high, And his frequency is kind of moderate throughout the week. Frequency is how often you hit certain muscle groups or certain body parts. His frequency is kind of moderate on that approach, but his volume is super low there. Now, I understand it's a strength day, but honestly, if you wanted to make this a little better, I would throw in some arm stuff here, or maybe some side laterals here at the end of these power movements. So these 4 power movements are good power movements, but I think like after these power movements, moving on to like some accessories for some arms or some side laterals for shoulders would be a good way to go about it if you wanted to follow that. Always having accessory work on your heavy days. Tuesday's lower day, deadlift 5 sets of 5 reps, front squat 5 sets of 6 to 8 reps, front lunges 4 sets of 8 reps, and calf raises. See, same on this. After you do this, you could add in some leg extensions and leg curls just to make sure you're getting plenty of hamstring development. And also, don't be afraid of hip thrust. Hip thrusts are a very good movement, very good for the glutes. You could throw them in after a deadlift. So do your deadlifts and then throw in those and then go to front squats and finish out with some lunges, calf raises, and hamstring curls. That would all be good too. But overall, that's not a bad workout. Just he should throw in a little bit more accessories to make the most out of it, the most foundation. Wednesday is your rest day, midweek rest day, take it easy. I would recommend taking some walks though. Take like a 20-30 minute walk on that day just to keep things going. Muscles recover when they're moving. So a nice walk is what I recommend to a lot of people. Thursday, then you got chest and back hypertrophy. So he looks like he's increasing the volume now. So we got incline dumbbell press, 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, cable crossover, 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and weighted chin-ups, 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and seated cable rows, 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. So it's very similar. This is very similar to his strength workout, just a couple different variations, and obviously the reps and sets. He's going more hypertrophy rep range, that 8 to 12 rep range. It's good. Honestly, though, I'd like to see more volume. I'd like to see some side laterals thrown in there, some more arm stuff, maybe some cable flies. He's doing cable crossovers. I guess those are cable flies. Just a few more different variations. Maybe increase this number to like six exercises for the day. I personally like doing 5 to 7 exercises per day per muscle group. That's just how I like to go about it for a natural athlete. I think that you can get in a good amount of volume, a good amount of intensity, and plenty of recovery with that. 4 is a little light though. This whole workout would only be 16 sets total, 4 sets of 4, not counting warm-ups. So on a hypertrophy day, I would like to see those total sets for the workout be closer to the 25 set range. So like I said, maybe you throw 3 more exercises in here, maybe a side lateral or a face pull type of deal, and also throw in maybe some side laterals, some arms too, not be afraid to throw some arms in there. I know he's going to hit arms the next day, Friday, shoulders and arms. But when you're a natural athlete, arms can be hit very frequently through the week. They're a muscle that doesn't tax you and they recover very easily. And most people can make progress training arms more frequently. It's a muscle that responds good to higher frequency. So usually if you do hit upper body, throwing on a couple arm exercises at the end is a pretty good thing to do, in my opinion. But Friday then he has a shoulders and arms hypertrophy, seated dumbbell press, 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps, side laterals, 5 sets of 10 to 12 reps, front lateral raises, 5 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and then any bicep curl variation, 6 sets of 10 to 12 reps, any tricep variation, 6 sets of 10 reps. So in this split, he's only hitting arms directly 1 time a week. In my opinion, that's not a lot. Like I said, arms are a great accessory you could throw on to all kinds of stuff. But overall, it's a good routine. I like this workout a lot more than I do this one. This one has, let's see here, 5, 10, 15, let's see here, 21. That's 26, 27. That's about 27 sets total, counting the extra arm stuff, maybe warm-up sets too. This is a good workout. Maybe this is a very solid shoulders and arm workout. This is something that looks like probably I would do myself. Like I'd throw maybe some abs on at the end of that. I like training abs 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is usually the days I train abs. So, but overall, this workout right here, solid workout, solid shoulders and arms workout. And then he has the nice Saturday, Sunday rest day. You can do some soft tissue work with a foam roller or lacrosse ball, some dynamic stretching, and even some walking, but don't do any high intensity activity. I agree. Movement, you recover while doing slow intensity movement. So doing some walks or some stretching, some dynamic stuff. maybe some martial arts, if you practice martial arts, that would be a good time to throw that in. And then let's look at his diet. We might as well look at his diet right here. He says right here, I'm on 5,000 calories a day. You got to eat protein first, then a little bit of carbs. You got to keep your hunger level going. So right here, a little bit of carbs. Honestly speaking, you should be taking in a lot of carbs. Being a hard gainer, if you're a hard gainer like Henry Cavill, carbs are your friend. Carbs are your glycogen. Carbs are your energy. Carbs are your power. They make a workout stronger. They make you look fuller. They make you look more muscular. They give you more just power overall. Carbs are a very important thing. Yes, protein is great too. I agree this. You got to eat protein first. But then I say you should eat a good amount of carbs then, and then you got to have enough fats too, enough healthy fats to regulate hormone production. I don't like to go under 0.4 per gram or per gram of for what you weigh. So take your body weight, times it by 0.4, and you should never go lower than that amount in grams of fat per day. In my opinion, that's where you should go to keep your hormonal systems good. While the sample Henry Cavill workout alone will help you get muscle, it only work if your diet is on point. According to various interviews, Henry ate up to 5,000 calories per day in order to bulk up for Superman. Yeah, I mean, that's 5,000 calories. I believe it. A hard gainer needs a lot of calories. Plus, Henry Cavill's a pretty active person outside of his normal gym workouts. Being an actor, that's a pretty active job. He does all his own stunts too, and everything he does too. So, doing your own stunts, you're going to need those extra calories. He said this. He doesn't know if this number is over exaggerated, but that's what he needed. For most people, the following formula tends to work pretty well. Your body weight in pounds times 16 to 18 calories. Yeah, that's actually very similar to what I recommend. Very, very similar. 16 to 18 is what I tell hard gainers to use. If you're somebody who puts on weight a little easier, I do minus that down to like 14 to 15 calories per pound of body weight. That's what you should multiply to get your maintenance basically, or what you should eat to put on muscle. And then you can adjust it by 100 to 200 calories. That's exactly what I like to. 100 is a little low. I like to move in 200 to 300 calorie increments. If I'm not gaining, I'll add 200 to 300. If I'm gaining too much, I'll take away 200 to 300. As for what kind of foods, aim to get about 1 gram of protein per pound body weight. That's fine. I like 1.25 grams of protein per pound body weight personally. Aim to get 20% of your calories from fats. Like I said, I don't like percentages. I like using numbers. 0.4 is what I like. So 0.4 times your body weight is what I like personally for grams of fats, and then fill in the rest of your calories with carbs. I like that approach. That's a very good approach. As long as you're getting in, a good, amount of carbs, 300 to 500 grams of carbs a day, you're going to be good. You can still eat your favorite foods. Just remember moderation. I like that. Moderation is good. I don't like limiting foods and saying certain foods are bad for a person. So that's good. If you're craving donuts and pizza, don't deprive yourself. I like that mentality as well, because if you deprive yourself, that means you're going to binge. We don't like binge eating. So don't ever deprive yourself. And then do you need to take supplements? I like how he's not saying you need to take a bunch of supplements. That's true, you don't. Fish oil, he's recommending fish oil, a multivitamin. This is all stuff I recommend. He's very similar to myself. Very, very similar. A whey protein he recommends. Whey protein, it's optional. If you need help hitting your protein numbers for the day, you can use it. Or if you just like eating more meat, that's fine too. It's kind of optional. He just gives some extra tips. What if you're not gaining muscle? And a blueprint. So overall, I like his approach. I mean, Henry Cavill's approach to working out, training, nutrition, recovery, it's very similar to my own. And it's probably a reason he looks like a superhero, because my methods from my book to my podcast, I always help people to look like a superhero. So on this scale, I'm going to give this workout on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to rate these on a scale of 1 to 10. Henry Cavill's is a solid 8.5. It does have a little room for improvement. I would like to see more volume on those heavier days. I would like to see more, maybe frequency in arms. Arms is only 1 day a week for him. I'd like to see a little bit more frequency on that. The intensity is good. The workout selection is good. The movements are good that he picked. All that is good. but I'm gonna give it an 8.5, a good 8.5 rating. This is a solid workout if you want to follow a celebrity and what they do. You can make amazing progress on this. This would really work good for a lot of people, especially hard gainers. Plenty of recovery to recover from workout to workout. Overall, it's a great system. Just wish it had a little bit more volume. So till then, guys, if you want to see me review another person, celebrity, or anybody famous, or anybody's workouts for that matter, put them in the comments below. Put them in the comments. Give this video a like so we can, I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel more, trying to put more content out there that you guys will enjoy and like. And then if you want me to review other people's programs, famous people, just put them in the comments below and I will get to them. But this is going to be a new series. I think this is going to be good. Have a good day, guys. Stay strong and God bless.